He arrived early, so early that morning hadn't yet decided whether it wanted to become day. The concrete still held the night's cold. The air was clean, the kind of clean that exists only before takeoff, even when no one plans to fly. He walked slowly, not because it was hard, but because there was nowhere left to rush. The garages stood in silence. Old, faded, like people who've seen too much and stopped asking questions long ago. The plane was waiting. Not new, not polished, worn paint, scars, the kind you don't cover because they aren't damage, they're memory. He placed his hand on the metal, not like a mechanic, not like an owner, like someone greeting the one who knows him best. "Hello," he said quietly. And the plane answered, not with words, with a soft creak of its frame, with warm silence. That rare kind of silence that exists only between old friends. Once he had been a boy, looking at the sky as if it were an exit, as if staring long enough could tell you who you were meant to become. Then came the road, long, stubborn, filled with demands, with other people's voices saying, "It won't work, it's not for you, it's too hard." He stayed quiet and kept going. Then there was the cockpit. The first control stick, the first sunrise seen from above, and the feeling that the world finally fell into place. He became a pilot not for glory, not for rank, but because there was simply no other way for him to live. The plane remembered everything, how his hands held the controls, how his breathing slowed where others felt fear, how the sky accepted them both, as if it knew. These two belonged together. They didn't speak of the past. Machines remember well, but they don't accuse. He climbed into the cockpit easily, as if the years hadn't passed, as if a pause the length of a lifetime had simply ended. The seat welcomed him the same way it always had, as if no one had ever left. The engine answered slowly, with age, with character. But honestly, there was more life in that sound than in many people below. Screens flickered awake somewhere. Lights came on. Someone looked up in surprise. They searched for a signal, checked lists, launched procedures. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. Only he was no longer there. The sky met him calmly, without excitement, without questions. He made a turn. Precise. Clean. The kind only made by those who don't fly by instruction, but by memory of the body. The plane obeyed, as before, as always. Two souls sliding side by side through the clouds. No need to decide who was in control. The sun leaned toward the horizon, slowly, as if giving time to say everything that had never been said. He looked ahead and for the first time in years felt no weight, no regret. He smiled, not wide, adult, the kind of smile worn by someone who understands. He did everything right. The nose of the plane tilted gently. No sharpness, no challenge, just downward, toward the field, toward the earth that was never home but always waited. His heart stopped before the thought arrived, and the plane kept flying. Because it knew, from here on, they go together. Even stars are meant to fade, but not those who were once born to fly and could never be anything else.